Hi everyone, it's Eric, and welcome to another episode of Let's Watch. Today we have got a Christmas special episode. I am going to be watching the 1966 Grinch movie, which was more of a special, for the first time. I have only seen little bits of footage from adverts for this little special, and I've never seen the full thing. I've always wanted to as a kid, but it never came on TV for some reason, or at least I didn't catch it, so I'm finally going to be able to watch it, and I thought I'll watch it with you guys as well as part of Let's Watch. And this is also going to be part of my work as well, because I'm actually, as I'm watching it for the first time, I'm going to be taking notes for it, for the Versus video, which hopefully you'll have already seen by now. Now, the only difference that will happen with this Let's Watch episode is that I will not be speaking to you as often. Because I'm watching this movie for the first time, I'm going to be analysing it, and you're kind of going to get a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at how I write notes for my Versus videos. If there's anything noteworthy that I want to say, I'll say it out loud, but ultimately this is me focusing on writing the Versus videos. And let's watch the special. Alright. Chuck Jones, that name sounds familiar. I'll write that down and look into him later on. Oh, this really takes you back to the old days of these animated specials. I used to watch so much types like this when I was younger.
Ask why no one quite knows the reason. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. Sing and they'll sing, 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 sing. Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
Ah, this song I have heard.
The top of his head.
Still looks heavy. Little funny running gag they have there.
He slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it then, so could the Grinch.
If he can go down a chimney, he can get down here.
Up the chimney.
And now, how many more houses to go?
Two of you, I'd take the, seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch.
Ah, that's the most iconic shot that I remember seeing from the adverts. Man, his face really... They really had fun, the animators did, with making his face look all evil or exaggerated.
As the Grinch took the tree, as he started to shove, he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast. Little Cindy Lou, who was no more than 2, fooled the child. Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other.
Your soul is
Was that reused animation there?
overflowing.
The dog's meant to carry that away.
They're tringlers and trappings.
I thought he was going to have to come up with some kind of concoction or something. I didn't know that it would actually work.
10,000 feet up.
10,000 feet?
And the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow.
Like hipsters, aren't they? It's like they're still happy. Nothing phases them. Christmas hipsters, more like.
Cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Bloody, I'm surprised he's not tearing the dog's arm off. Oh boy. It's the collar that goes. Well, go figure.
Three sizes that day. And then Grinches +2. You brought back their snoof and their tringlers have carved the roast beast. Welcome Christmas while we stand, heart to heart and hand in hand.
Oh, that was nice. Such a nice, simple little tale. Almost felt like a little mini fairy tale in a way. This was actually really... it was nice. Simple. It did everything it needed to do in that 20-25 minute runtime. Yeah, it was just a nice, cute, sweet little special. It's definitely, I can see why people like to watch this during Christmas. It's full of that Christmas energy and spirit from its very first frame. I like how simple the story was, I really do, and I like how the narrator was basically telling the whole story, and there was some dialogue in there, but ultimately it was mainly the narrator who was speaking and telling the story through rhyme. I definitely also picked up on some other stuff, because a lot of people, I've seen a lot of spoofs of the Grinch, some that were quite obvious, others that were not, and I've now kind of drawn the connection to what they were taking from this special. But yeah, this special sure was special, guys. It was definitely a very nice, Christmas movie. It did not go on for longer than it needed to, because if you watch the later, the Grinch movies, I have seen the Jim Carrey one when I was a kid about 20 years ago. They definitely tried to pad the story out. And I've not seen the Benedict Cumberbatch animated movie, but I know that one also tries to pad stuff out. It's an hour and 20 minutes, so of course it's going to. But you don't need all that padding. That's what my initial impressions are just watching this. It's a nice, simple story, and it's quite beautiful in its own way. And it felt like there was a lot of poetry in this. This is the kind of stuff that what people mean when they say that they don't make movies like they used to. Because there was just something so simple about this. Didn't feel like there was any ill intent. They didn't have to beat you over the head with it. And it was such an ingenious and very unique idea to tell it all in rhyme. I think I would have liked this better as a kid, naturally. Part of me wishes I did get to see it as a kid, but at the same time, it's nice to be able to come across something new that I've not seen, because we've seen practically every big movie that, everyone needs to watch. It's nice to, occasionally when you get those few that you haven't seen, but the rest of the world has, and then you finally see it, it's a nice feeling to know that you've watched one of the classics. And this classic didn't even take much time, it was quite short. But yeah, I love the animation. It's timeless animation. You can definitely tell it was from the time, but you don't care, and that's what makes it timeless. I could have watched another hour of animation like this, and it was just so simple and beautiful. I like when the Grinch starts to, realize what the spirit of Christmas is, and the background, the colors change depending on what emotions he is going through. I thought this was a very nice special. This is one of those perfect little Christmas specials that you would want to see during Christmas. Definitely gets you into the mood and into the spirit of it as well. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. If I had to give it a score for what it is, it's hard to rate a special because it's not a movie where you have a 3-act structure you can judge it on. This is basically just the 20-25 minute special. It's not anything I'm looking at, I'm like, it's changed my life or anything. It was a nice watch. Would I put it on my top list of favourite Christmas specials? Probably not. I had a lot of Cartoon Network Christmas specials I grew up watching. But it's definitely one of the movies or the specials that I would like to see again. It's sweet and nice, and it kind of would have been cool to watch with my family, I think. I watched it with you guys, who are like my second family. But this is a movie a special, I would like to watch again, but with my family. I think that would be nice. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, let me know what you thought when you finally did watch it. If you have seen it, let me know what you thought. Was this a childhood favourite of yours? Is it something you still watch to this day? And what is your favourite version of The Grinch, of the 3 interpretations they've done? The Jim Carrey movie, this special, and the Benedict Cumberbatch one. I am curious to see what they fill in their time with, because there's going to be a lot of filler. I already know some of the stuff that's in the Jim Carrey version, because I still remember some stuff from it when I was younger. So you could say that it was memorable. But I do remember there was a lot of, filler stuff in there. Stuff that if you objectively look at it, you could be like, yeah, that could have been taken out, that could have been taken out, that could have been taken out. Stuff like that. And there was also a bit where the Grinch, where they go, so whatever reason, the Grinch in here, they go, he hates Christmas. They do that in the Jim Carrey version as well, except I just realized now watching this, they're doing it because they just took the line from this, whatever the reason, the Grinch hates Christmas. But in there, they give you a reason why the Grinch hates Christmas, and then the narrator says, so whatever the reason. So that was kind of silly that they did that, I think, in that one. You'll notice there was a jump cut there. It's because I just wrote that down in my notes, so that will probably end up in the versus video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of a behind the scenes as to what the process is like when I'm writing these versus videos. And yeah, I've got my notes written. I'm going to write more notes. Now I need to see the next animated movie, and then I'll watch the Jim Carrey movie afterwards. And then I got to start comparing notes, and I got to start cross-referencing the notes between the 3 movies. Usually I would do it between the 2 movies, but here I'll be doing it between the 3. And then I'll just give my thoughts on it. So, yeah, thanks very much, guys, for watching this Let's Watch episode. Thank you so much for this whole year supporting me on Patreon. You guys have no idea how much you've been helping me. All the thanks has to go to you guys for that. So thank you very, very much for continuing to support me over on Patreon. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas, and I'll see all of you very soon. Take care.